Let me see if y'all can see that. Friend. I know this is, look, I know somebody, Tim, you shouldn't drink that. It's very toxic. Don't drink that, dog, man. That shit is bad for you, man. Do y'all so know? Y'all should know what I used to drink. Vodka. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do it. You know what I mean? Hennessy back in the day. You know what? I got off brown liquor like, I think once I hit like 30, I stopped drinking brown liquor for whatever reason. But back when we was like really young and broke, man, we drink anything. Long Island iced tea, Mad Dog 2020, yeah, I know, Cisco, St. Ives. I remember when Ice Cube used to promote for St. Ives. That shit, you know what? Those 22s, double deuce, those little bottles, 22 ounces of malt liquor, man, them things, them things bad for you, yo. Bad for you. That's like crack, man. It's liquid crack. It's horrible. That guy from Run DMC, man, he DMC, man, he got jacked up, man. He used to drink 40s. He was like addicted to 40 ounces. I'm like, how you get addicted to 40 ounces as bad as that shit tastes? And when you have money to drink other stuff, how could you like get addicted to that? But he did it. So anyway, guys, how you doing? I'm your man, Tim Black. Those who don't know, man, I'm on YouTube, as you can see. I know you got to be watching this on YouTube. Big shout out to my people coming through to check it out, man. I'm trying to give you a chance to be here. I do this every Friday. And believe it or not, this is the most relaxed video I do. Because, you know, I do a little skit thing called Judge Tim Black, which I haven't done this week. I need to do. I will try to get that in tomorrow. And then I do my regular shows, which are Tim's Take Live events, right? And then this, man, this is the most laid back, comfortable, relaxed mode I'm ever on or in when I do a video. And yeah, so I'm just going to have fun, man. And I want you to have a good time, man. So check it out, man. I do a little review and say, like, this week has been real crazy. There's been a lot going on. But I did make a couple of notes because I did want to have a few topics, right? And one of the things I wanted to talk about was Caitlyn Jenner. And I know, I said I don't give a damn about Caitlyn Jenner. But I got to talk about a couple of things that happened surrounding Caitlyn Jenner that to me are hilarious. First of all, it's a joke Chris Rock made that I want to share with you, right? Because I subscribe to this app that he uses. And he said, he posted this. This is the quote from Chris Rock. I'm not biting. This is Chris Rock's quote. He said, respect Caitlyn Jenner, regardless. As a man, he raised 6 kids and 4 stepkids. And your daddy still ain't come home back from the store. Come on, man. Let me try that again. Respect Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner raised 6 kids and 4 stepkids. And your daddy still ain't come home from the store yet. Get it? So, like, I didn't know that Caitlyn Jenner or Bruce, as a man, he raised all these kids. Damn. He raised 10 kids. Wow. See, I didn't know that. But see, that's how our media does, man. We focus on what we want to focus on. When I say we, I mean, unfortunately, right, I'm a part of that now. For better or for worse, I'm a part of the media. And that's what we do. The media focuses on whatever it wants to highlight for that story, right? For that story, that's what we focus on. We go, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. And then it's like, that's the point you focus on because that's what you want to convey. So like if Fox wants to focus on, I don't know, the past or the background of the person who was shot, they do that. MSNBC plays it down, Fox plays it up. CNN plays it depending on what kind of, whatever the temperature is. That's what I don't like about CNN. CNN, you never know which way they're going to go. But all of them pick a vantage point to come from because the story can be told many ways. You know what I'm saying? Like if I run it and I smack you and you know, there's different ways to say that. You can report it from my point of view of why I did it. Like you may have just pushed my kid to the ground. Or you can report it from the standpoint of you're the victim who got smacked and you don't know why, and this man just attacks you. And you can leave out all the reasons for me doing it. So it's like that's what happens a lot in our news coverage. The problem that I have with people is they don't realize that when we do these stories, like I do, I try my best to be diplomatic, right? And give you the best honesty I can give you, right? But this is the thing, y'all. This is what y'all need to know, man. I'm only as good as the information I can get. That's it. So look, prime example. Mississippi family, if you heard this story, stop me or chat me. A Mississippi family was at a graduation, and the superintendent name is Jay Foster. Jay Foster said, whatever y'all do, don't nobody clap. We want to get through this shit and do this graduation. Now, that's not anywhere close to how Jay Foster sounds, but as a superintendent of this Santobia school, whatever this is, in Mississippi, I forget the name of the school, but I'm going to probably do this video this weekend. Santobia. He did tell them, look, no clapping. When people get their diplomas, shut up. We need to keep it moving. And I think that's pretty much standard operating procedure as far as what they tell folks. But we all know when people go up there to get their diploma, people go and clap. As long as they can keep the party going, who cares, right? Well, in this Mississippi school for their graduation, one of the families that clapped when they were not supposed to clap, and I wrote that down, Henry Walker. Henry Walker was clapping for his baby daughter, Larnisha. Damn it, Larnisha Walker. And she graduated. They clapped for her. Do you know that that school had them removed? It was 4 people in their party from their family. They had them removed from the graduation, kicked them out. Okay? And to make matters worse, 2 weeks later, they get a summons, a citation in the mail saying, you owe a $500 fine because Jay Foster, the superintendent, that son of a gun, I shouldn't even try to replace the word, right? It sounds bad when you do that. It sounds worse when you try not to cuss or curse. Jay Foster, that jackass, he filed a disturbing peace order on him, a citation for disturbing the peace. So now these 4 members of the family all have citations for doing what? Clapping. You go, baby. And that's pretty much it at a graduation for their daughter. Now, when you report that story, you can look at it different ways. You can look at it for what it is and say, you know what? This is wrong. This is Mississippi. And this is racist. And I know they did it because they're racist. They're racist in Mississippi. Well, when I first saw the story being done by a couple people, they took, and I'm not going to say they did it on purpose, because I had to dig, man. I had to dig. These people took the first return notices of this story. And the first things you'll find if you Google this story is you'll find out about this family. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna get too hot, man. You'll find out about the family, you'll find out about the school, you'll find out what happened. And it'll be framed to you as a racist, obviously racist thing that happened at this school, at this high school, right? So yes, we all can agree that the superintendent is a jackass, but now we think he's a racist jackass, which is a different level of jackassivity. This Jay Foster. Not only is he unreasonable, now he's an unreasonable bigot. Right? And most people who cover the story, that's what they looked at. I dug a little deeper by looking at like 5 different sources for this story, which I still haven't done yet. And I found out that Jay Foster, he did the same thing to some white people that were at their high school graduation. Woo! Yep. He didn't only prosecute black folks, He prosecuted white folks. Now, does that change the fact that Jay Foster is a complete asshole? No, it doesn't. In fact, it underscores it. Now he's a real asshole because he even hit more people with a penalty. But it destroys the racial narrative, doesn't it? Come on. Anybody out there, talk to me, y'all. Talk to me. It destroys the racial narrative. Now, some big YouTubers, I'm not going to name their names, but you may know who I'm talking about. The biggest, they have 2 million subscribers. They have a staff of people. They have editors. They meet together. They do meetings in the morning. They look at the topics they're going to cover. They have sound men. They have a actual physical place. They don't use a green screen and try to get their lights right and then get picked on about it. People talk shit, right? Like me. They got people to edit. They don't misspell things because they got people double checking stuff. Like they got all these resources, right? So, and they got it wrong. I mean, they didn't look far enough or didn't care to look far enough to find out that this story that everyone's reporting on, that everyone's calling this teacher racist, they didn't look far enough to find out that the teacher had also had summons served on white people too at that college, at that high school who clapped. And I'm not saying that the intentions of all these news providers were wrong, but I'm saying this shit is suspect. And that's what I'm talking about when I say I want to talk about the media for a minute, because I know that's some bullshit to talk about the media, but it's the reality. It's the reality. Sometimes, guys, I feel like I'm a person trapped in the sea of like hypocrisy, and all these people around me are just doing these things, and people are going along with it. I'm like, why is everybody going along with it? Why is everybody allowing other people to be hypocritical? Why is that okay? I feel like I took the red pill or the blue pill. I don't know. I feel like I woke up out the matrix and everybody else is in it. I'm like, what's going on? So like, you don't know that I know that until now. I know that this big entity isn't always about the truth. They're just into picking a side and withholding some facts because the story don't play so well if I can't call the principal or the superintendent a racist bastard. Now, what if you're that superintendent? You feel wrong like hell, don't you? You feel wrong like hell. You feel like, damn, I didn't serve them a summons because they were black. I served them a summons because they were loud. I served them a summons for the same reason I served that white couple of summons. What are you going to say? I served them one because they're white? I served it because they were loud and I'm an asshole. But I'm an asshole to everybody. That's my name. Jay the Asshole Foster. Everybody knows I'm a prick. But I'm not a racist prick. I'm just a regular prick. But you see what I'm saying, guys? See where I'm going at with this? So, Caitlyn Jenner. All we know about Caitlyn Jenner is Caitlyn Jenner had a sex change. I didn't know he raised 10 kids, man. 10! That's a lot of kids to raise. God damn. And 4 of them wasn't even his. They're stepkids. Those must be the Kardashians, right? But think about that. That's pretty outstanding. And I'm not judging him on sexuality or gender or none of that. What I'm saying is that kind of changes things a little bit for me as far as how I see Caitlyn Jenner. You understand? Because 10 kids, I know dudes. I know a dude, one of my best friends, best friend. He broke my heart, man, because he wouldn't take care of his son. It bothered me. It bothered me. Because at the time I had custody of my son was the same age as his son, and we had plans like, we're going to get this crib, we just going to take care of our kids together, we're going to split the bills, because I was going through a breakup with my peoples, and him and his peoples had a breakup. Like, look, you know what? I got a crib. Look, man, get your son. I got my son, already had my son, bring yours, and we could just be the single dads raising the kids, man. We can have fun. And like when the kids go to the, go to club or whatever. We were young, man. I wasn't even 30 years old at the time, but which I consider young because I'm 40. And anyway, but yeah, this guy would not take care of his son, man. He broke his commitment to me that he was going to get his son and they were going to grow up like, brothers, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it really bothered me that he didn't feel the same urge I felt like I got to have my son with me. I got to try to raise my son. He just didn't have it. So it really struck a chord with me, even though Chris Rock is joking, of course, and he may have reasons for making this joke, which may be beyond just being funny. Maybe the dude makes this joke because he's trying to score points politically. I don't know. But it's a big deal to me, man, that Kris Jenner or Caitlyn Jenner, that as a man, he raised 10 kids. That's pretty big to me. I still don't want clap for his sex change or his boob job. But I don't, you know what I'm saying? I feel a little bit better about it. I do. Okay? Okay. Now, when I made a video about Caitlyn Jenner, guys, check it out. I made this video and I talked about Kane Carter. Y'all know the big time YouTuber Kane Carter. He has over 1 million subscribers because he has like 3 channels, maybe 4 channels. I don't know. Kane Carter got a lot of subscribers. And I'm going to tell you something, man. Kane Carter did something. He did 2 things. And I'm just going to paraphrase. First thing I'm going to say is, the first thing Kane Carter did, y'all know him, Hot Damn I Rock, is he hit me up. After I did my video, he actually reached out to me, sent me an email, and we talked like adults. And he explained his position on Caitlyn, because I felt he was doing too much clapping for Caitlyn. I'm like, I reserve my clapping for transgender folks who are having a real hard time, who are living in the streets, who are pushed out of their families, who are dealing with all this backlash from family, who are young and unestablished and broke and, out hooking because they can't find a place to eat or roof to put their head. I mean, it's not that I don't have compassion, but I pick and choose. And I just felt like Kane Carter, he was going overboard, playing to his audience there. He was pandering a little bit, these things. And I had a problem with that because, look, I got a platform. People think it's a big deal for me to make a video. It's not a big deal for me to make a video. I put a lot into some videos, but other videos, I just talk. And it wasn't going out my way to talk about Kane Carter. But anyway, so yeah, I felt that way, guys. I felt that Kane Carter was bullshitting. That's what I felt. But Kane Carter explained that he just doubled down. He said, "Man, I'm really not bullshitting. I just respect the guy for what he did. He showed guts and courage, and I applaud him, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just how I feel, man. It's not me being politically correct. Just how I feel." And I shot back at him how I felt about that, and that I thought that it was, if that's his word, that's his word. And we're not going to do videos back and forth. We're not going to argue. We're not going to do this shit right here. This right here. We're not going to do that. So I want to give a big shout out. I got shout outs at the end, but I want to give a big shout out right now while I'm thinking about it to Kane Carter. How damn I rock. You know what I'm saying? Because he a young dude. He's doing his thing. I've disagreed with some things in the past that don't have anything to do with this. I disagree with him on this issue. But the fact that as a man, he reached out to me and we talked. And there was no name calling. I didn't name call him in my video. I didn't call him coon. I didn't call him an asshole. I didn't talk about his mama. I didn't tell him he was setting black people back. I didn't tell him he was a sellout. I did none of that. I just voiced my disagreements with his statement. He in turn stood by his statement, did not bash me, and we chopped it up. Why come people can't do that? Why come we all can't do that? Every time I turn around, it's people at each other's throats. All the time. And there's a way to disagree without being an ass. And Kane Carter and I, we expressed that. So Kane Carter, big ups. Now, there are people who call themselves like mentors, who say they are guidance counselors or therapists or whatever, and they don't have that ability to say this. Hey, you know what? We disagree. I wish you no ill harm. I wish you no harm. I wish you no foul. I don't want to down talk you. There's no reason to. You're not out killing people. You're not out infecting people with AIDS. You're not out spreading the bubonic plague. You're not out stealing from people and robbing them and shooting people and pushing old ladies down flights of stairs. You're not, sucker punching old men at train stations. You're not molesting children. You just have an opinion that I don't agree with on this particular issue. But there may be 100 other issues I agree with you on. So I ain't going to burn a bridge with you. But why come everybody can't be that way, baby? Is that too much to ask? And whenever I talk to you guys, I say, look, man, that's why I feel like I'm on this tiny fucking piece of rock. Like I'm in the middle of the ocean and there's waves. I'm on this little tiny piece of land and I'm standing there and the waves are coming and I can't even move, man. And it's just nothing but debris and bodies and metal and fiberglass and broken bottles and what's that stuff? And barbed wire and telephone posts floating by like I'm in Katrina, right? And I can't go on the water. That's how I feel. I know that's dramatic. I know it's dramatic, man. That's how I feel about it. So yeah, that was my Kane Carter thing. And then my Caitlyn Jenner thing was Caitlyn, and here goes my other thing, man. And it's not me backpedaling. What I'm saying is I didn't know anything about the 10 kids. Last thing on Caitlyn Jenner, I'm going to let it go. And I should let it go probably perpetual, at least for a while, at least until it comes back in the news. Because what I do is I report the news. People act like I'm to work, I report the news. I will say this. Oh, fuck it. Now I'm going to say it. Should I say it? I'll say it. Caitlyn Jenner probably didn't choose to be, I don't know. You know what? I don't even know if I want to say this. I'm going to go ahead and say it. It's possible Caitlyn Jenner didn't choose to get the spotlight. They just got the spotlight because they're in the spotlight. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know. So knowing how the media is, and it will just take you and grab your punk ass, just take you and throw you up into the media frenzy. You get caught up in the whirlwind. But it's kind of hard for me to sell that or buy that. If it was somebody besides Caitlyn Jenner. If it was anyone else, I'd feel differently. You feel me? Because if it was anybody else besides Kardashians, you know what I'm saying? Because they crave attention. That's what they do. They don't create anything except attention. That's attention, whores. But anyway, I just want to add that, I know how the media will take and manipulate you and put you in the limelight, even if you don't really want to be in the limelight. I think like the woman in Baltimore who smacked her son, perfect example. The woman in Baltimore who smacked her son did not know they were filming her. She did not know somebody had a phone out or whatever and was filming her ass. She came to get her boy. She didn't call up Fox News and say, hey, Fox, I'm about to go get my son and whoop his ass. Y'all need to go ahead and cover that. Bye. And I'm going to be wearing a tight shirt so my boobies will bounce. Bye. Oh, and y'all hold up. Give me another half an hour because I got to make sure my weave is right. Bye. She didn't do that. She just went out. And there was a camera there. And if you think that she did that for cameras, I got to disagree with you. I didn't see her looking. Like, you can tell when somebody looking for the camera, like, hey, what are you doing over here? Why are you doing that? Hold on. Why are you doing this? Why are you over here with this shit? I didn't see that from this woman. This woman did what she would probably normally do without us around. And there are parents everywhere who would do what she had done or did. Right? But what happened? Somebody had a smartphone. And on that smartphone, they caught that footage. And before you know, that shit was viral. And everybody talked about it. And I did videos on it. And everybody just took a world. It had a life of its own. And the life got up and it walked around the room. And it did shit. And it's not her fault. And then we got people up here criticizing her. And I'm one of them. It's what I do. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't right. I'm not saying it's right that we criticize people like that. But that's what we do. And sometimes it's for the good, and sometimes it's not so much for the good. But that's a perfect example of what the media does to people. Now, you may scoff at it. You may be like, man, who cares? Yeah, but you know what? What about you? It could be you. You could get into an argument tomorrow with somebody for whatever reason and end up being viral, and not in a good way, where people look at you a certain way and everybody want to talk about your personal business, put that shit out there. I'm just saying it happens. That's what's happening. And it's happening to people who are not asking for it. It's happening to people all the time. We were all having a discussion about well, not all of us, because I didn't really take that route, but some people were looking at this incident with this mother, right? And they were looking at her and saying she's a representation of all black women. You know what I'm saying? Because she was single mom. And they were saying she's making all black women. Or they were saying, see how they let her emasculate this boy on TV? Like, his father ain't here. I had to get my son. You know what I'm saying? I had to get my son. I had to save my son's life. I didn't do this shit for you. I didn't do it to emasculate him. I did it to make his ass get in that car and go home. And yes, there's other ways you should parent. I agree. But that display, as bad as you may think it was, there are parents doing much worse every day than that. There are parents that throw their kids away, man, who just kick them the hell out. He looked pretty old. I wasn't home at 17. I don't know how old he was. I was on my own at 17. I lived the street life. I know of which I speak. And all of my friends end up being home around that time. Some people a little bit younger, like 16 and 15, all right? And some of them not here no more. So I'm not sure how old that woman's son is. At least she home. At least she got him. At least she got him. And I'm not saying she's doing the best job, like that's the best thing, the most therapeutic way. I don't know if it's the most therapeutic way to deal with a son that's at the Baltimore uprising, and I don't know what he was doing. I don't know. I'm not saying he's wrong or right. I'm saying I don't know if we could just throw that mother under the bus for that. Damn, I said throw a mother under the bus. I hate that shit. Look, let me clarify something, man. And I know I'm over the place. I did the Baltimore. I did that. I do got to add this, man. People have been using the term throw you under the bus a lot. Can I talk to y'all for a minute about that term? And I just use it. I slipped up too. Throwing somebody under the bus is an analogy. It came from people who would save themselves by sacrificing a friend. So it's three of you, and somebody going to have to do some time, and you blame them, and you step back and push them under the bus, and now you're saved. That's what throwing someone under the bus is. It's sacrificing someone you know to save your own ass. Throwing someone under the bus is not criticizing them. Somebody you don't know, if you criticize them, you're not throwing them under the bus. I don't know her, so how could I throw her under the bus? I can't. Now, if that was my homegirl or my baby mama or some shit like that, people, then it's possible. But anyway, I hear that term used a lot, and people just use it incorrectly, and it carries a lot of weight when it really shouldn't. It shouldn't carry all the weight it carries in the application that I'm seeing people use it. People are using it to describe people who don't know each other, who are saying something like, if I say, I don't like what you just did, why you throw her under the bus, dog? Why you throw her under the bus? I'm like, you ignorant bastard. You don't even know what throw under the bus mean, but you want to tell me that's what I'm doing. So I just thought I would correct people because I'm so helpful. I'm so helpful with my vernacular. All right. Oh, and I'm going to get to the part that's controversial for some people. Minister Farrakhan was on the Breakfast Club today. Oh, Minister Farrakhan. He brings up memories of the Million Man March, which I was a participant. I think 1994, I think it was. 1989, another summer. He was on the Breakfast Club. He talked about a lot of issues. He talked for a long time. I was very impressed with the longevity of his speech or of the conversation. Also was impressed with Charlemagne's, DJ Envy, and Angela Yee's ability to sit in a pocket and let the man talk. And he talk he did. All right. One of the things that I felt vindicated about his speech was how he did not chastise. He chastised in a loving way, which is something I need to work on myself, which is when I come down on somebody, I should not obliterate them. What I should do is first state things we agree on. Minister Farrakhan states things he agrees on with people, even people he disagrees with, depending on how heinous the relationship, or estranged, right? But what he did was he talked about positivity, and then he would say, well, I disagree on this. But he didn't demonize the person, the individual. He spoke mostly of systems, not people. The other thing I like to point out that I admired about Farrakhan's discussion was that he didn't blame all white people for white suppression or the situation of black folks in America. He did not blame all white people. And I know when they reported, once again, this goes back to the beginning of my show, when they reported, they might not report it that way, but he didn't blame all white people for what's going on now. How can you? Most white people have no power in this country, just like I have no power in this country. We are all powerless. But the reality is certain things were put in place. The structure has never been friendly to black folks in America, and it hasn't to this day. And there's nothing wrong with saying that because it's the reality. America wasn't very friendly to the Indians. Are we going to dispute that, or is that wrong to say? Is that wrong to say? I don't think it should be. No one says it's wrong to say the Nazis were not very friendly to the Jews. So we should be able to say that. So I appreciate Farrakhan for setting the record straight on a number of things, but also going on a limb. The man went on limbs and said things about people that are living, walking around, breathing. He criticized Obama, but not harshly, like they do on Fox News, but he did criticize him. He did criticize him. I appreciate it. I felt like, yeah, these things need to be said. They need to be said sternly. They need to be felt. People need to know that we don't all agree with the way things are being handled. And I think most Americans feel that way about the way things are being handled in America. They just don't know who to blame. And instead of blaming the correct people, we blame each other. Right? So that's the biggest setback I see. But I enjoyed the conversation, man. I also admired his ability to criticize. And I'm waiting for people to call him a coon and a sellout. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. You know I'm waiting because I've been dealing with that. You criticize somebody and then they call you a coon and a sellout. He criticized Obama. He criticized black people in general. He criticized people violent. He criticized a lot of stuff. He criticized black men for not taking care of their kids, but he did it in a way that I felt was admirable. And I think I do need to work on that myself. But to just say he can't criticize, I think that would be wrong. So I admire the way he did it. And I know that some people are going to disagree with that. And they're going to take exception to him because they're going to say he anti-Semitic and he hate white people. And I didn't feel like he did. I feel like he hate the system of Jim Crow, the system of slavery, the system of systematic oppression, the system of white supremacy. These things that a lot of people don't understand, like, you know, that if you're a white guy, you feel like, man, I haven't been given any help? What the fuck's you talking about? And I understand you might feel that way, right? But we're talking about a system. We're not talking about you, individual. I think people, they take it on themselves and say, these people are talking about me and they're trying to make me feel guilty for something I didn't have anything to do with. And what I'm thinking is, maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know you personally, but I like the way he articulated it. So that was how I felt. Hey, you can't please everybody. And I like the fact it seemed like he wasn't really trying to, which is another thing I need to work on. So I got a lot of things I need to work on, y'all. Feel me? So that's what I had to say about Farrakhan, man. It was great. It was great. I got a couple more notes. And I want to let y'all know already, this show is going to be kind of short. It's only as long as it needs to be, man. You know? Why keep going on and on? I did an hour show. I shouldn't have done that shit. You know, I shouldn't have done it. Like, who are you, man? You Louis C.K.? Who are you? Dave Chappelle don't do hour shows. You're not that interesting, Tim. True. I got some shout-outs I want to kick out, man. But before I do my shout-outs, which are my big ups to my people, I got to say this, man. Oh, let me add one name while I'm thinking about it. All right. I got to say this, man, because I'll forget. Getting old. It's okay if we disagree, all right? It's okay if you and I disagree. I'm small enough. My channel's small enough that I respond to people when they leave comments. Or at least I try to. I know I don't respond to all, but I respond to a lot of comments. And it's okay if we disagree. And it could even get heated at times. But the way I was raised, right? The way I was raised, you and I can have an argument, but tomorrow we can be cool. You understand? You and I can have a disagreement, even an argument, right? But tomorrow we can be cool. That's just how I was raised. That's how I grew up. I don't hold grudges until it's a character issue. Case in point. Here we go. Here we go. All right. I had a little falling out with somebody who's been hedging about some stuff I've done on YouTube. Maybe back and forth. All right. And every time I turned around, it was like they wanted me to explain myself. And I explain myself 4 or 5 times. Like, you know what? I'm done talking to you about this. You go back and forth too much. And we had it out a little bit. This person proceeded to kind of follow my post and tell me what to do. Then follow me other posts and say really rude shit. And I'm like, you know what? You're going too far. I tried to smooth it over, and they stabbed me again. I said, you know what? That's it. And I know you're probably watching. Listen, sister, I don't hate you. I hate what you did, though. When you start questioning my manhood because we disagree on an issue, you lost me. All right? Because I know who I am. And you didn't lose me like I'm enraged. You lost me because I don't mess with you no more. Because you do a scorched earth for me. See, scorched earth is when a woman, particularly women do it, men can do it too, when they try to destroy your shit. You feel me, guys? See, it's one thing to get mad. It's one thing to say, cuss somebody out or get pissed off. Really cussing someone out is not necessary. You should be more creative. Like me, I say, you big spice rack, pillow cushion, head, ass, old laptop monitor, neck having, or whatever you, lightning bug, eyeball, missing leg, one-legged, jack in the box, hip having. I mean, I'll just say stupid. I'll come at you with some far stuff, far-reaching stuff. We used to look around the room and say, shit, you fishing rod, neck having, spinal bifida, end table, forehead having, we used to do that. We used to open the cabinet and go, you skippy jaw, peanut butter lip having, you Cheez-Its, Nestle Crunch, earlobe having. I mean, we used to do dumb shit. That's how I grew up. We didn't have much money, but we had a lot of jokes. All right. So that's what I do. But when you start going, are you sellout, corny, you gay, and you start going, I'm like, hold up, this is not funny. You trying to take it there. Why you keep, and then you keep going, oh, you old pussy ass, you did, oh, okay, well, that's not jokes. Oh, you old, they start trying to go lower and lower and lower. I'm like, okay, well, all right, you're getting a little bit too low. Don't make me have to, don't, bail, like the uppercut bus driver, bail. So anyway, I'm going too far, but that's what happened. Don't scorch the earth, because when you go scorched earth, that means you can never come back. So I hope you feel good about going scorched earth, baby girl. I respect that. Did you realize what you would have to do to get back in my good graces? I hope you don't want to, because the shit you would have to do would involve lots of bending over. And I'm gonna kick your ass, because I'm not gonna take it there. But yeah, you do not want to. Yeah, now I could really I can see. I try to pull my punches on some people, and they don't respect that. I can hit hard. Come on now, I'm a black man with a lazy eye who didn't have much money. I know how to take a joke, and I know how to give them, mother boy. I used to have to sit in the corner and just hit them with the jokes. I could zone for a living. I had to, because where I grew up, they send you in the house crying to your mama, because they would get on you and cut on you and talk about everything about you you shop at thrift store and your mama, and that's why you'll know who your daddy, and your daddy don't never come get you, and your daddy ain't shit, and that's why your mama, she got one titty bigger than the other, and that's why y'all don't have no money. And I seen your mother, she had to go to and get the big cheese, the big block of cheese, she had to go get that, and then I saw you try to eat that, and I said you ain't got no money for lunch, and we all buy lunches, and look at you had to get the bag lunch because you don't have no money, your mama don't have no money. I saw you with the roll of pennies, roll a penny roll. Your fingers look like penny rolls, because that's all your mother has is a bunch of penny rolls. That's what you look like. God, I get too relaxed, man. I still love you, girl, but you won't owe me if you come back. Oh, you're gonna owe me. Woo! Shout out to my man A. Lawrence. A. Lawrence. A. Lawrence is a voice of reason to me. And I know Zoe Williams, that's your tag if you're watching, but A. Lawrence is a voice of reason. The man is not many. Look, I'm pretty much a one-man self-contained unit. Most of my family and friends, they like doing their own thing. They like, Tim, please stop doing this shit. Come back into the IT world. Come back and do some shit on the IT world. I'm like, I didn't want to do that to begin with. So anyway, they're not really involved in my day-to-day operations. They just from time to time peek in the window. So I have like a little think tank of people that I deal with on the internet who I feel have my best interests at heart. And A. Lawrence is one of those people. Shout out to you, A. Shout out to Dark Rizzo, Mike. Dark Rizzo, Mike. Mike, I turned you on to the 5150 Club, and I see you are a regular contender at the 5150 Nation. So am I. Dark Rizzo made a video for me. I appreciate you, Dark. And Rizzo, my man Mike, is a real cool guy, man. We need to chop it up more often. More shouts out to my man Dark Rizzo. Shout out to a long-time listener. I need to holler at him. Cobb Nasties. What's up, Cobb? I hope you're watching this, man. Much respect to you. Much respect to a young lady who's been coming around, and I appreciate her. Her name is Kara Champion. Kara, girl, I know we just met. Thank you for holding me down and sharing my videos with your group. She's got a nice following on Twitter. She's been helping me out by promoting my content. Now, I know she don't promote no dog shit, meaning I know she likes my content or she wouldn't do it. But still, I appreciate your support, lady. It means a lot. Shout out to a guy with a crazy name, but I hang with him. His name is Clip-On Sunglasses. Clip-On sunglasses, which are the worst glasses. Look, man, if you got to get some sunglasses, don't get the clip-on glasses. But if it's my man Clip-On Sunglasses, I roll with that. I'm almost done. Hang tight. Shout out to my man Dollar Fat. What up, Dollar? I see you commenting very often, man. I appreciate you coming back and doing that. And once again, last but not least, I got two more. Shout out to my girl, Sandra or Sandra. I'm going to go with Sandra Butro. Sandra, what's up, baby? I need you to get that Team Black shirt and take that picture. But I love you. I appreciate you. All right, Sandra Butro. And shout out to my man, Mr. Griffith. Mr. Griffith not only held me down during my Tariq Nasheed escapade, but Mr. Griffith made a couple videos. So Mr. Griffith, thank you, sir, because that's the type of holding down a brother be needing when he out here in the wilderness on that little plot of land in the middle of that sea, trying not to fall and get cut up by the floating by objects. So I appreciate you, man. All right, it's my dog. All right, man, that's pretty much it. yeah, that's pretty much it. It's been a great week. It's been great because of my supporters. That's you. If you can, please go to Patreon. Holler at your boy, your Uncle Tim Black. Patreon.com, Tim's Take Live. Holler at me. I shouldn't be drinking this shit. But as I stated, it's a far cry from me drinking vodka and shit like that. I need to. It's been 6 months since I had a real drink, and I'm fine. It's good. Getting old, I need to take care of myself. It's been over a year since I smoked a cigarette. Right? I even stopped counting that because it's like the 13th or like the 15th month since I've smoked a cigarette. So 16th month. So yeah. And until I talk about it, I am missing. Now I'm missing it. Like I need to start smoking weed or something. I need to do something. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in, man. Once again, man, go holler at your boy. Also, I got a book that's on Amazon called The Truth Hurts, But It Beats a Lie. It's a relationship-based book. It's not about how to book women, I'm sorry, but it is about relationships. It is my advice on dating and on marriage and on meeting people and talking to people and getting to know people and cutting your losses. It's all these little short advice tips that I give on my Facebook channel or Facebook page, which is Tim the Bartender Show, which is pretty much how I got started on the internet a couple years back. So consider doing that. It's an ebook, Kindle book, and it's only like $3. But think about getting that if you. I think you should get that because it's a good read. It's an easy read, and you're gonna laugh and you're gonna learn and you're gonna agree and you might pick up a couple things. You feel me? All right, I'm out, man. That's it. That's all I got. I love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. See y'all in the next video, which will be Judge Tim Black this weekend. Look for that tomorrow. Peace. Oh, shout out to Smokey Dog. You the man, Smokey. Next week, I want to come on your podcast. Yeah, we still cool. Later. Oh, my bad. Shit.